Welcome back to the Rich Eisen Show. Man who is directing a film, A Better You, which is available Friday, October 9th in select cities and video on demand, and right here also on DirecTV. And he plays Mike McClintock on the Emmy Award-winning series Veep on HBO. Welcome back, Matt Walsh. Good to see you, sir.
Always a pleasure. Always a pleasure. Happy anniversary.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate that.
I was given a chipped china. Is that the one-year anniversary gift?
This mug has been around since day one of this program. There's like 3 chips in this mug, by the way.
Guys, this is a hazard. I'm going to go to OSHA and talk to some people. I might be drinking china fragments right now.
Hold on. Is it in the mug? Did it get in the mug?
It's just on the outside.
Wait a minute. There's 3 chips on this mug right now. Well, look, Matt, it's yours.
I know what I'm getting you for your 2-year anniversary. A set of mugs. Brand new mugs.
We could use some cutlery around here. I mean, while we're on the subject of just things that we need.
Jay Cutlery, nailed it.
Oh, that's next level. That's next level. Hey, Jay comes back. Your Bears.
I know.
He comes back. Jimmy.
2-point victory.
Jimmy couldn't do it against Seattle. Jay comes back.
How does Jimmy Clausen make a career of being a below-average quarterback?
Great question.
And living in the league forever?
And especially for a coach right now who he had a large role in, because his performance did, not him personally, but his performance in greasing John Fox's skids out of Carolina. And now here's Fox again saying, I'll put my eggs in the Jimmy Clausen basket.
Yeah, is it that it's so hard to learn an NFL playbook, so they'll just take the guy that can do that? Like, his skill set isn't professional, almost. Literally, he'll throw like 3 tip passes in a row. I mean, he could be a nice man, whatever.
He is apparently a nice guy.
Great.
Right, but
he was. It's very disappointing that guy is in the locker room.
Well, certainly when you get 10 possessions in a game, as you did in Seattle 2 weeks ago, and it's punted 10 times.
Well, we got to use our high draft pick. Mark Trestman drafted a punter like in the 7th pick with his 5th pick or something crazy.
And Pat O'Donnell, I don't know if you heard this because you're a busy man. You've got this film. You're getting ready for another season of Veep that you're shooting.
Yeah, I live in a bubble. I don't care about anything but myself.
That Pat O'Donnell, the punter, was day-to-day after that game because of the number of
fatigue.
His knee was apparently swelled a bit.
Great.
After the game.
Above and beyond. He did overtime that day?
Apparently so. When you punt the ball 10 times.
Do you get hazard pay in the NFL if you punt more than 7 times?
I don't believe so. I'm
going to talk to the Players Union.
I think, you should.
Jay Feely, isn't he in charge of that?
Jay Feely is a former kicker who is, back in the day, very strident about the union. Yeah, we can get him.
He's the union rep.
We can get you in touch with him. So, so your Bears are, however, 1-3, and you, with your fellow comedian Scott Armstrong, a co-writer of Old School, you still do your podcast, your Bear Down podcast?
Yes, we do. We celebrate
Chicago Bears?
Yeah, we celebrate the Bears, the disappointments of the Bears, and then we have friends who come in and impersonate famous people, like the Pope was on this week.
No kidding.
Donald Trump came by, so we really try to stay relevant.
So you mean that wasn't the Pope who came by? Are you
going to ruin
the curtain back right now?
I mean, we have people impersonating those gentlemen.
Okay.
So it's not the actual Pope and it's not the actual Donald.
So what would the Pope have said about Jay Cutler's performance?
Well, Pope wanted to talk. He misses Smash Mouth football. He thinks that the all these rules that the defensive backs have are making it a sissy sport. And Donald Trump still owns the Generals, I think, the USFL Generals. Is that possible? And he has Herschel Walker is still under contract with Trump Enterprises. And also any woman who wins the USA pageant is or loses is still an employee of the Trump Enterprise because he owns them the minute they enter that contest.
Interestingly enough, Matt Walsh, a few weeks ago, Herschel Walker was sitting in this current chair that you're currently sitting in.
And he's still perfectly in shape, I'm certain.
He is 53 years old. He said he can actually return kicks right now. Oh, yes. Oh, he does the push-ups, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You might do a curl every now and then, too. I asked him about Trump, and he said back in the USFL days of the New York, New Jersey Generals, that he and Trump once went to Disney World together for the day. I asked him which ride they rode together. Would you care to take a guess?
In Disney World, I'm more versed in Disneyland, but I'm going to go Small World.
That is correct.
Really?
Yes.
That's the only one Donald wasn't afraid of.
That's where he may have also picked up some foreign policy ideas on the ride.
Yeah.
He could have.
That pretty much shows you an accurate portrayal of the world.
He could have. That's a true.
That's amazing.
On this planet, that has happened.
How great
Herschel
would that
Walker,
photo be if there's a photo of them like arm in arm on that little boat?
right? Or scared, like they're on a roller coaster.
Yeah, like this,
screaming like that.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah, I wish you had known that information for the fake, real Donald Trump.
We can come back. There's always follow-up. As you know, in this news game, there's always follow-up. We want to go deeper, and we want to follow up how small world has shaped his foreign policy, or what Herschel Walker feels like being an indentured servant to the Trump organization.
Is it a fair leap for you to go Bears that you're a Cubs guy too, or you're a White Sox?
I'm on the bandwagon. It's not.
Okay.
Some of my friends are White Sox fans and Cub haters. I'm not a Cub hater.
Okay.
So I'm on the bandwagon.
So are you a South Sider?
South Sider.
Okay.
Yeah. So it is. It's North Side, South Side.
Yes.
And I liked the Cubs when I was a kid, but I'm technically a Sox fan.
Okay, so it would not be a problem for you to see the Cubs with Joe Madden and Jake Arrieta tomorrow night do their thing in Pittsburgh. You are on
total
board.
Bandwagon, sellout.
Are some of your White Sox friends okay with that?
A lot of the White Sox. One of my best friends has officially greenlit being on the bandwagon, and he's a hardcore fan. So the minute he jumped on the bandwagon, it made it easier for me. Do you know what I mean? Because he's a real Sox fan.
So that's how beloved these Joe Madden Cubs are. That some White Sox fans were even saying no problem.
What is it? 90 years? I mean, you gotta feel like, come on, guys, give them one.
I know some White Sox South Side emotions run deep, though.
I know.
The rivers are deep. That Chicago River can be deep.
I'm not a hater. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. There's not enough love in the world.
Good for you. And you know Garland. You know Garland.
I do know Jeff Garland very well.
He's nuts about.
Well, he's living it probably. He's probably going to be there for every game.
Well, he can't because of this pesky thing called a job. For him, he says he can't make it until maybe a World Series if they get there. He's already mapped it out, though. There's no question about that.
That's hilarious.
So when do you start shooting your next season of Veep? When
Veep is in Los Angeles this year. We start October 19th, season 5. She is last time we saw her, she was tied in an electoral vote. Mm-hmm. So I believe the season will pick up and sort of explain what happens next. So it's pretty exciting.
This is fantastic.
Yeah. And we had a big Emmy weekend. He did
big.
really well.
And Tony Hale, who has been in the seat as well. He came on the show
Brought home
a couple
some
months
trophies.
ago.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
This is great. I mean, this show is absolutely laugh out loud hilarious. I couldn't be more excited for you in that show and everybody else involved in it. Tell me about
the government keeps giving. There's always news in the political world that you can use for the show.
Well, it's just like the NFL. It's a narrative-generating machine, I like to say. You know, the real world and government. I mean, have you ever run into, press secretaries who have come up to you and talked to you
Sadly, they say it's really accurate, and especially the people who work for the big shots. They're totally on board with how decisions get made and how inept some people are in certain offices. And so it's very surprising and a little disappointing that government kind of functions the way people on Veep function.
That is frightening, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but they definitely find it true to life. They definitely, and you get the best thing is you have an excuse to like talk to an ambassador for a foreign country if you meet them because they want to tell you stories. So you're constantly getting stories for free from people who work in the business.
Right. And who's the one on that show that makes you laugh the most? Where it's toughest to keep a straight face in a scene.
Tony Hale makes me laugh because he is so ticklish. He's the first one to break. Like if he's in a scene and you see him turn like. If you and I were doing a scene and something was happening, he would be like...
He turns the other way.
And like arches back. It's like nobody behaves like that, Tony. Like there's no way to justify this in a scene. It's basically cut at that moment. So he makes me laugh a lot. And Julia's super funny. She's very like devilishly quick. And she surprised me a lot. And Tim Simons is like a joke machine. Like he's just such... a force. He can just crank out jokes.
Like I said, it's such a fun show. A Better You, this is the second full-length feature film that you've directed, where you were skewering a certain form of therapy here in Southern California.
The self-help world in Los Angeles is in Chicago. I grew up in Chicago. If you were sick or had a problem, you would either see a psychologist or a doctor. In LA, you go to a declutterer, or you go to a life coach, or you go to a shiatsu therapist, or a Reiki therapist, or an acupuncturist. Or a personal trainer.
Are you saying we're soft people out here?
Well, I think there's a lot of soft science out here, I'll say. And so people are giving their lives over to perhaps questionable professions, I think. So we explored that world. We found a guy who's a hypnotherapist and runs a little mom-and-pop hypnotherapy place in his garage. Right. And we follow his journey.
Yeah, and the folks like Horatio Sands, Joe Latrulio.
Joe Latrulio from Brooklyn Nine-Nine, Andy Daly.
TV's Andy Daly
on Twitter.
Yes.
Adam
Hubel?
Pally,
Right.
Rob Hubel.
That's great.
Yeah, we have a
Funny
bunch
people.
of guys I've known forever came in and made $100 for a day.
I love it. And again, you could see that on video on
And
demand.
DirecTV is going to carry it.
DirecTV.
Plug the company.
Yeah,
Yeah,
come on now.
Yeah, it's going to be on demand October 9th.
Fantastic.
And in like 10 cities. Yeah.
So check that out. And
Thank
you're
you.
going to be in the next Ghostbusters too, right?
I am.
With Kristen Wiig. She's playing the Bill Murray character, right? Or
Yeah, I
was
think
Melissa
she is.
McCarthy
Yeah,
well?
Melissa's in it, and Leslie Jones,
Oh, my
and Kate
gosh.
McKinnon, and I play a guy who. Do you know Michael Williams from The Wire? He played
Of course.
Omar.
How do I
Him and
forget
I
that?
are paired up as like government agents, and we're sort of getting in the way a little bit.
Yeah, Chalky White too.
Chalky White,
From
yeah.
from Boardwalk Empire.
Yeah, so he's. It was a blast. I'd never met him. It was really fun, and we were in Boston,
Fantastic.
and lots of people trying to get pictures of the girls in their suits. It was pretty. It was like a kind of a frenzy.
I bet.
People were really excited.
Well, congrats on everything happening to you, sir. You
Thank
deserve
you.
it. You're a
Thank
good
you,
man.
Rich.
Matt Walsh.
And happy anniversary.
Thank you, sir. I
Guys.
appreciate it. That mug is yours to keep.
Really?
Yeah,
This one?
That's yours to keep.
Can I get a different? Can I get a different?
I don't know why you wouldn't. We
All right, it's authentic.
We call that distinguished.
I'll
That's what we
take
call
it.
that, as opposed to used.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern. On Audience.